What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture, and I got a juicy video for all of you guys today. We're going to be talking about Marvel key comics to invest in for 2021 in MCU Spec. So this is books that are based solely on the MCU slate that's coming in the upcoming year, guys. But before we get into that, I want to take a minute to recognize our sponsor for this video today, Otis. Alright guys, if you haven't checked out the Otis app yet, you can download it for free on your Android device and your iPhones. You can even go online to the website withotis.com. Easiest way to do it is grabbing that app, downloading it, and start checking it out from the fingertips of your phone. Guys, for those that are interested in high value collectibles, especially for us in the comic book world and comic book collectibles, but yet we can't manage to, say, invest in that Hulk 181, right? This is a really solid way to get your hands on literally a piece of these precious items. Now, how it works, if you download the app and sign up for free to follow the weekly drops, you can buy shares of the latest drops directly from Otis or buy shares from past drops from other Otis members. You can also then earn potential return by selling your shares to other Otis members, or if Otis sells the underlying asset for more than the price at which you bought your shares. All right, so how that works, guys, we're going to go to these drops. All right, and then for us comic book collectors, we want to check out some valuable comic books that they have available. So let's go all the way down here. Check this out. We got X-Men #1 and a 9.2. We got Fantastic Four 52 and a 9.6. And look at this, Tomb of Dracula #10. Let's go ahead and click on this Tomb of Dracula #10, guys. This is how we could get a piece of this book. All right. Now, just like the stock market, nothing is guaranteed. Anything that you invest in, there's no guaranteed profit. There's no guaranteed return on investment. But this is a feasible way of getting investments in your hands. You got a book right here that you can buy a share for $25 each. Tomb of Dracula #10, first appearance of Blade, right? Take, for example, we know that a Blade movie is coming out in the MCU. There's a lot of speculation surrounding this character in this book. So if you don't have thousands of dollars in your pocket to get your hands on one of these books, but you want to take advantage of this book possibly increasing in value, you can purchase shares from Otis. You could purchase one share for $25. You could purchase four shares for $100. And the way that works is just like the stock market. If the value of those shares increase, or the value of the book as a whole increases, your shares will also increase. Nothing is guaranteed, guys, but this really is a solid way for investing in these blue chip key books. Let's go back down here and show you guys what other offerings that they have. Here's a Punisher first appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 129. We got Giant Size X-Men #1, $30 a share. It's an amazing way, guys, to be able to get your stake in some of these blue chip key books. Especially, again, another one, a Giant Size X-Men #1. We know that the X-Men are showing up in the MCU at some point in time. If you don't have thousands of dollars, you could put $30 a share down for shares of this book on the Otis app. So guys, the link is below. Check that out. Hit the link. Give Otis a look over and download the app for free, guys. There's no stipulations involved. Just like I have the app on my phone now, and I'm looking at everything that they have to offer every day and seeing what new drops are popping up. And for me, look, I'm a sneakerhead too. So when I see sneakers like this, some classic Jordan 1s, wow. And another thing that I like about the Otis app is it gives you details and highlights about each item. Highlights, record-shattering sneakers, catalyst for game-worn Jordans. I mean, it's really interactive, guys. It even breaks down market research. You can view the reports. It gives the drop size of each item. So that's basically the total value of each book. And again, Nothing is guaranteed. I talk about this all the time with comic books. Nothing's guaranteed. But guys, if you can get your hands on a bit of classic memorabilia and key blue chip comic books, this is a way to do it, guys. So again, check out the Otis link below, guys. Click that link. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right, guys, let's get into this video. Now, this is going to be the first of many that I will be doing discussing spec books specifically for the upcoming MCU lineups beyond 2021. But for now, I mean, there's just so much MCU spec out there because of Marvel Studios just pumping so many things out for the next few years. This is what we got. So let's get right into this, guys. All right, so first up, we're going to focus on some spec books for WandaVision. All right, this is the one that's coming sooner than every other one. We only have really a few more weeks until this comes out. So, you know, a lot of the big spec books have already, you know, gotten hot. And, you know, we've been talking about this for a long time now, but why not talk about it some more? So the first book that we have here, guys, is Giant Size Avengers #1. Now, if you want to get something affordable, you're not looking for Scarlet Witch's first appearance or, you know, Vision's first appearance. This is one that I think is going to be key to this TV show. This is the wedding of Wanda and Vision. And it also has a storyline where Vision saves Wanda from Dormammu in the Dark Dimension, which we know that this show is going to lead into the next Doctor Strange film. And, you know, the Dark Dimension and Dormammu, those are things that can definitely play a part in this story arc here that we see play out in the MCU with Wanda. So this book right here is a very, very affordable book that could definitely get hot, considering the storyline that follows these characters in the future in the MCU, starting with the show WandaVision. So right now, a CGC 9.6 fair market value, so sitting at only around $170. A high raw, $27. Now, I put all this together about a week ago, so I've been looking at sales or you know, listings on eBay and whatnot. That high raw is a bit conservative now because there's, like I said, there's already been some spec talk around this and it's been picking up a little steam, but still overall it's still a decently affordable book. All right, moving on. Next up, Vision and Scarlet Witch #1. Now this is the volume 1. All right, this is the volume 1 limited series. This book continues basically from, you know, the wedding of Vision and Scarlet in the Giant Size Avengers. So again, this series dives into a lot of interesting aspects and elements that we could see play out in the MCU. And again, this is another book that is extremely affordable. Now, this is one book that when the WandaVision show was first announced, this went from, you know, your basic back issue book, even maybe possibly a dollar bin book, to a decent, you know, $5 to $10 book. And now it's picking up even more steam, of course, but still very affordable. CGC 9.8 fair market value, still possibly under $100. All right, a high raw, $20. Again, these numbers can be changing from day to day just because of how in the thick of it we are with this show and with it coming literally in just, you know, days. It's just days away. So, all right, next up, guys, we have another Vision and Scarlet Witch issue. This is number 12 from the second volume. This is the 12-issue limited series. This is the first appearance of Speed and Wiccan. We know that they've been hinted at for the WandaVision show. We don't know what kind of vital role they're going to play. I'm guessing they're going to play some type of role that's going to matter. You know, I really have a feeling about that. We know that Wanda's storyline in the comics really play around Speed and Wiccan. A lot of things that happen later on, like in New Avengers and even leading up until the House of M. So this is just another one. And this one, again, this one's already gotten hot. This was another easy back issue bin book. Now CGC 9.8 fair market value, $290. high raw, $55. Still, I mean, it's decently affordable when you think about these characters, that I think are going to just keep growing and growing, especially if they get introduced in the MCU in some form or fashion. This is one that I would be hesitant to, like, I do not have this book. And it's not one that I would really seek out right now simply because of the hype. This is one I may take my chances on waiting out and seeing if something's kind of cool off a little bit. But look, here's the thing I say about this book. This is one of those sleeper books where you might check out an LCS or find it in the wild and it's still sitting in the back issue bins and it's not marked up and you can find it for a cheap price. So look, if you could find a high grade book of this issue for, under $30, that's where I say I would probably pull the trigger. That's just my personal opinion. All right, moving on. All right, this is another WandaVision spec book. It's Fantastic Four number 94. This is the first appearance of Agatha Harkness. This character is in the WandaVision TV show. And again, I think this is another character that's going to be pivotal to the storyline and the story arc of the characters, especially Wanda. So this, again, I just think this is, this is a late silver, early bronze borderline book. CGC 9.6 fair market value, $260, not too bad. High raw at $76, not too bad at all. Again, this is one that I think if you could file it in the wild, even in a mid-grade, I have a mid-grade copy of this book. I don't know how long I've had it for. I probably paid under $10 for it. Nice looking mid-grade. Again, especially with these older books, I always stress, you don't have to go for the high grades. You don't. When a book gets hot, if you invest money into a mid-grade book, that mid-grade book is going to gain value as well. It might not be as large of a percentage of a return on investment as a higher grade, but look, hey, don't break your bank on these things. Do what you can do according to your budget. And like I always say, just don't buy it if you're not willing to either take the risk or you're just not in love with buying the book for whatever other reason, right? All right, moving on. All right, again, another WandaVision, but we got even more announcements to this character, Monica Rambeau. We know that Monica is going to show up at Captain Marvel 2. So while this book has already gotten hot when we saw the first trailer for WandaVision, this book is going to get even hotter. This is one where I would say I would be hesitant to buy right now because of the price. But honestly, and this is just my humble opinion, I don't see this book slowing down. I don't see this book slowing down for the next couple of years. I see it continually increasing. This is Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16, the first appearance of Monica Rambeau. CGC 9.8, $375. High raw, $93, under $100. Still, hey, not too shabby. If you could find a high raw of this book for $100 or less, and you think that you can give it a press and maybe send it into CGC to get a 9.8, you just really increase your return on investment there and your value in that book. But like I said, this is a tough one because you already missed it. You already missed getting this book at a affordable cost, and I don't see it slowing down. That's just the reality of the situation, in my humble opinion. Moving on, though, guys, let's move on to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier speculation. And what other book than Captain America number 117, the first appearance of Falcon, guys? Look, this is already a key book. We know this. But, guys, this is a character that was already, to me, a really, I read a lot of Captain America books when I was young, and I read the early Captain America run. And Falcon was, a very, very vital character to me. And I love what Anthony Mackie has done with the character. And I think that with Chris Evans' Cap being out of the picture in the MCU, Anthony Mackie in this TV show is really going to put Falcon in the limelight. All right. And look, it's to have his first appearance, I think is extremely key. Play on words, obviously. And I think this character is going to have a long future in the MCU. So Captain America 117, first appearance of Falcon, CGC 9.0, fair market value, $750. That's in a 9.0. Obviously, getting up higher, it gets over that $1,000 mark. A high raw, though, possibly under $200 still. I got a mid-grade copy of this book for maybe $28 about 4 years ago. So, again, this is just one of those I see as a mid-grade, a mid-level blue chip book. It's borderline silver, Bronze Age book that is going to increase long-term value no matter what happens in the MCU, right? But again, I just think this character is going to get more popular with the non-readers and the younger fans as well, as we continue to see Anthony Mackie's character play out in the MCU. All right, moving on. What other than all new Captain America #1, guys? This is a lot of spec here because I think that by the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 1, we are going to see Anthony Mackie take the mantle of Captain America. Now, we think that, with Captain America giving him the shield, that he's already done that. Well, no. I mean, look at the name of the show. It's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's not new Captain America and Winter Soldier, right? He's still the Falcon. You see in the beginning of the trailer that, like, what he says there's so much, what did he say about, like, the history, the complex history of the shield, right? And it looks like it's in a museum or something. So I'm thinking, like, he felt like he wasn't worthy and he gave it to a museum or something, and he just went on being a Falcon. He has a new suit, but it's white and black. That's more of an ode to his original suit, right? I really feel that he's going to be the all-new Captain America by the end of Season 1. So this is the book where Falcon becomes Captain America. You can still find a CGC 9.8, most likely under $100. Right here, we got the fair market value at about 80, and a high raw $12. Now, again, these numbers could be changing every day, but guys, this is a book that I would suggest if you can find a high grade for under $20, I'd grab it all day long. That's my personal advice. And look, one other thing about this show, the dynamic between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, I think, is going to be freaking amazing. You saw it play out first in Civil War. I think we're going to keep seeing that. And that's why I like that little clip at the end of the trailer where, he's like, what's going on in that cyborg mind of yours? And, he's kind of antagonizing him. I love it, guys. I love it. So, all right, moving on. My favorite of all of the announcements, guys, the Loki show. Wow, I've watched that trailer probably over 10 times now, and there's so many Easter eggs, and there's so much spec value surrounding the show. So many things can happen, and this is the juicy nugget for me, and I'm glad to be talking about this right here. First book we have from the Loki show, Thor, number 371. This is the first appearance of Justice Peace. There's a lot of Owen Wilson spec. Justice Peace was an officer of the TVA. So there's some spec that's Owen Wilson's character. We don't really know, though. There's some other kind of speculation around Owen Wilson's character. But regardless, this book has already gained steam. Check this out. Right now, you got a CGC 9.8 fair market value sitting at around $90. But check this out, guys. High raw before the Disney Plus announcement, $6. Current high raw, $25. And that was from a few days ago when I put this all together. So it might be even more now. This is a book, guys, where I would, again, if you can't find this book for under $10 raw, I wouldn't buy it unless you're willing to take that risk. Again, this is one that you could probably still find in some back issue bins. Who knows who's grabbing them out of the back issue bins and marking them up. I don't know, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money on this book. This is pure speculation right now, and not too much of it, but, I'm not to say that it's not there. If something wasn't there, I wouldn't have it on this list. But I would just be very, very careful with this book. I really would. Don't overspend and have regret later. With that being said, Thor number 372. This is the first true appearance of the TVA, Time Variance Authority. So we know TVA's there. We know that this is going to be a big player in the Loki show. What's funny is that the CGC 9.8 fair market value is higher than 371 at 160 here, but the high raw hasn't caught up. A high raw sitting at $17 when I did this. So we'll see how that plays out. I have a couple of these issues. I have the direct and the newsstand. So again, just with both of these books, guys, find them in the wild. If you can find these books for under $10 or $10 or under, Good deal, good deal. All right, guys, this is a big spec theory. We saw the stained glass window, and we saw what looked like to be a demonic figure, and I'm calling it, guys, Mephisto. Now, the really cool thing about the Loki trailer is that it really hinted at some things that I've been talking about for months now. And one of those things that I've been talking about is Mephisto showing up in the MCU. Guys, Silver Surfer number 3, first appearance of Mephisto. Could it be? I don't know. Here's the thing though, guys. This is a blue chip key, in my opinion. If that little Easter egg drop had nothing to do with Mephisto, oh well. Still be on the lookout for this book. Now, this isn't an affordable book whatsoever. CGC 9.2 fair market value, $1,100. High raw, $561. I still don't own this book. I might put this book on my 2021 want list. I might do it. So, I don't know. This book is one of those books that you have to have the money to invest in. But it is one that I see going nowhere. And if there is a real announcement for Mephisto in the MCU, whether it's Loki or somewhere else, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Prepare for this book to like double in value. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. All right, guys, my favorite book on this list. This isn't all of them, though. This is my favorite, though, guys. I've been talking about this book. I've been talking about Living Tribunal. Strange Tales, number 158, first full appearance of Living Tribunals. Loki walking into what looks like a court of law with 3 heads behind on the on the back wall, and then we see the 3 head pillars, 3 body pillars. Guys, I'm telling you, Living Tribunal, this is it. This is it. I'm not the only one, but right when I saw that, I'm like, yo, it's finally coming to fruition. I talked about this book in multiple videos, starting back from late 2019, early 2020. I said the MCU was going cosmic with so much going on. This is a book that you want to grab. Right now, CGC 9.2 fair market value, $795, a high raw for $128. Again, I guarantee you, since I made those prices are probably, you're going to already see them trying to go up and increase a little bit. Again, so much potential for the Living Tribunal. I really think the Living Tribunal is going to be in Loki, which really ties into so much more to even eternity. But guys, if you can't afford 158, remember, Strange Tales 157 is the first cameo of Living Tribunal. So it's, second best option. But this book is still decently affordable, guys. And again, this is another one. If you can't afford that high grade, don't worry about it. Go after a nice mid-grade if it's, at a decent value. So, but guys, I'm telling you, I can't wait for Loki to come out. Less than 6 months away. And I'm going to be coming back to this channel being like, yep, Living Tribunal. All right, guys. Here's, now we're going to get into some of the movie stuff. Now, I don't have anything for the Black Widow movie, guys. I mean, the Black Widow, we've known about that for years now. It's a year delayed. And, I could talk about him. We could talk about Taskmaster. We could talk about Red Guardian and so forth. But I find that kind of pointless for this video. I wanted to focus on some things that we haven't gotten saturated with as much yet. And that's the Shang-Chi movie. And we know it's the Legend of the Ten Rings. And what better book than Tales of Suspense number 50, the first appearance of Mandalorian and the Ten Rings. And here's the thing, guys. I really feel like we are going to see the real Mandalorian, and they're going to not retcon, Iron Man 3 and that whole idea, but I think they're going to explain how that was just like a smoke and mirror, a smoke screen, so the real Mandarin can now pop up into the MCU, and we can really get him in a general form in relation to the 10 Rings. Now, here's the thing about the Shang-Chi film is that I know that we've known about it for a while, but look, this book, for a Silver Age book, in my opinion, is a bit undervalued. A CGC, I mean, you start getting to those high grades, of course. CGC 8.5, $800, a high raw, 110. Now, that may be because there's not a lot of high-grade books on the market for sale, but so I can't tell you what grade that book was that sold for 110, but that's the highest price that's sold. That's decently affordable, guys. If you guys can find this book for a decent price. Again, it's one of those books that's going to be, I think, at least a minor blue chip, long term. It's going to increase return on investment long term, regardless of movie hype. But hey, if Shang-Chi comes out and does the 10 Rings justice, or if we see the Mandarin again, and I apologize for the misspelling there, forgot the N. This book is going to continue to shoot up. So, all right, moving on. All right, guys, another a movie book, and again, this is a movie that's been delayed now, and we had a lot of hype. I mean, we know the Eternals #1 just shot through the roof when we heard about the Eternals. There was so much talk about Angelina Jolie playing Cersei, and she's not, and that spiked that book up, which just kind of came down some now. But look, what's even bigger than the Eternals, guys, is the Celestials. The Celestials are even bigger than the Eternals. And here's Eternals #2, the first appearance of the Celestials. CGC 9.6 fair market value. $203, guys. High Ross, $70. Still decently affordable. When we see the Celestials on screen and when we get an idea of their role, of their larger role in the MCU, I think this book is going to continue to increase in value. All right. Now, I know I didn't include everything that's on the table. I didn't talk about any of the Hawkeye stuff, but I feel like there's been a lot of talk about Kate Bishop and her first appearance in Young Avengers and whatnot. So, we know what to expect there. So I picked the ones that I thought were, some of them are kind of sleepers still, and these are decently affordable where I think that if you're in the market, if you enjoy Marvel and you enjoy these characters and maybe you're willing to take the risk, these are some books that I thought were worthy of being talked about. And I could have talked about a bunch more books, but I don't want this video being over an hour long. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you think of the books that I chose. And again, this is just one video. I'm going to do another video talking specifically about Spider-Man speculation with all the crazy Spider-Verse talk and whatnot. That's going to be a second video coming soon. And then after that, we're going to do a 2022 MCU Spec video. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys again for watching. Leave me your thoughts below. If you guys think that there's any other books that you feel should be spec'd on or picked up right now because of the 2021 slate, let me know below. And again, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Otis. I really appreciate having the opportunity to have a sponsorship with Otis. You guys know me. I talk about it a lot in terms of comic books as an investment. And, this is that platform for any of those that want to kind of get involved in a even deeper side of investing in comics and collectibles. So big thank you again to Otis, guys. So again, check their link out below as well. Be well, guys. And until next time.